The healthy development of children is crucial to the future well-being of any society. Because they are still developing, children are especially vulnerable, more so than adults, to poor living conditions. Findings reveal that children's earliest experiences significantly influence their future developments. This development, no doubt, will determine their contributions or otherwise to the society when they grow into adulthood. According to the 2021 Global Childhood Report by Save the Children, a UK-based non-governmental organization focusing on issues that affect children and their survival, Nigeria remains one of the most difficult places to be a child, ranking below veritable war zones like Yemen and Syria. The United Nations Children's Emergency Fund (UNICEF) reveals that 1 in every 5 of the world's out-of-school children is in Nigeria. These children who litter the streets across the country are vulnerable to armed groups and exposed to terror, sexual violence and drug abuse. Determined to put an end to this anomaly, having realized government alone cannot solve it, Okpeyemi Olajide Olowokere founded the Global Support for Kids Initiative, a community-based non-profit and non-governmental organization with the view to reduce to the barest minimum the incessant increase of child abuse and give up and home to children on the streets. For a decade now and still counting, the Global Support for Kids Initiative (GSK) has been at the forefront of efforts seeking the full implementation of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. Through its various programs, it has improved and added value to the life of children, protected them from physical, emotional and sexual abuses, while also making basic education accessible to children on the streets. GSK's intervention for street children through the 3 R's of rescue, rehabilitation and reunion has yielded very impressive results. Children have been recruited from the streets, many of them reunited with their families, while others have been housed and given the opportunity to either go to school or learn a skill through which they can be useful to their families and society at large. GSK initiative have also gone the extra miles of setting up parents who have been reunited with their children but lack the wherewithal to cater for the needs of these children. In commemoration of its anniversary, Global Support for Kids Initiative (GSK) organized a week-long program of events from Friday 18th August to Tuesday 22nd of August 2023. The week-long event, which was tagged Fostering Inclusion and Changing Communities' Perception Towards Street-Connected Children, were held in Ogun and Ekiti states simultaneously. The curtain raiser was a novelty march between GSK Initiative FC, made up of children rescued from major streets in Abeokuta, and Chief Cornerstone FC. Among dignitaries in attendance at the friendly game, which was held at the St. Paul's Demonstration Primary School, Oluwo Nikolobo, Abeokuta, was the National Coordinator of Child Protection Network, Mr. Kunle Sani.
I want to appreciate GSK for putting this together. And like Mr. Shule said, this is not about winning or losing. It's more about coming together. It's more about bridging the gap between those of us who are not on the streets and those of us who are on the streets. That in as much as we live in the same society, that is maybe for the purpose of, in as much as we all live in the same community, that we are one, there's no difference. And I really enjoy the fact that even those who won in terms of the goals didn't feel like they are more than the people who were not able to score any goals. So I mean, first let's appreciate ourselves. Let's clap for ourselves. I mean, for the way we carried ourselves. So we want to see more of this. We hope that by the time we are having this next year, we'll have larger teams. And you know, for us on the street, it's not, like I said, it's not the competition that matters. It's the opportunity to express ourselves. It's also the opportunity to communicate with those who we don't regularly communicate with. Because this life goes beyond the streets, and it also goes beyond the home too. there are so many things that we can, some of us will have learned from this. So once again, I really thank GSK for putting this together. And I think this will go a long way, because I've always been, like many of you know, I also Captain Bogo and the rest, you know. So like this has been something that has been behind in my heart for a long time. And why? Because I don't know if any of us know that there is always a street World Cup after every World Cup. That is, there's a World Cup organized for people living on the streets. So what we are doing here is not just something that is a waste. We are building a momentum. I mean, last year when I was in Abuja, I went to the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Sports, and I told them about this, that how can we come and organize something for a competition for street children or for street youth, and not just for the street youth, that will bring those who are not on the street and also who are on the streets to exhibit their talents. And so, I mean, and when the founder told me that this is coming up, I was like, this is very, very wonderful. And so, please, guys, let's take this seriously beyond the friendship. And I believe that from now, when they tell you to go to the field and have sports, I know Captain Bogo will remember that all of them used to go to Captain Tunde. I think, Tunde. Let me not use the street name again. Captain Tunde remember that when I was still with them in Lafayette, when I was always coming there, we always go to the field at that time. But I know that beyond now, you take it seriously. So that anytime you go to the field, you know that you're not just going there to play. You are going there to prepare ahead for a competition that may likely come. Competition can come from anywhere. Now we have GSKFC. That is very fantastic. So please, now let's take this serious beyond this. So thank you to Chief Cornerstone FC for honoring our call, for not saying that play now, boys, you know, that you understand that the need for us to do this. And I was even begging that you should stop scoring, but even so, you still scored more goals. But thank you very much. We hope to see more of you. We hope to see more community. So in case you have any competition, please don't hesitate to call us. Don't hesitate to inform us. We will be there to honor the invitation. And like you have just seen, it's not just about the competition. It's not about what we are going to win. It's also about an opportunity to express ourselves.
The day was rounded off with skill acquisition for street-connected children at Lafewa Market in Ogun and Ilawe Park in Ekiti State. Day 2 was for community service and the management and staff of GSK initiative with cleaning tools in their hands, headed for Ojaoba BC in Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State, and Lafewa Market in Abeokuta, Ogun State for sanitation exercise. Representatives of the Ministry of Environment in both states were on ground to lend their support.
Global support initiative. In fact, what they are doing is very good. At least if every one of us can be doing this, I think this environment will be good. It will not be just this clinic that we do this morning is not for the government to do, but we individual, it concerns individual to participate in cleaning our environment and make our environment free from any diseases that can affect us. So if we can be doing this, it is good.
On behalf of the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Environment, Engineer Razak Ojetola, who is unavoidably absent this morning, I welcome you all to this event. And I quickly want to appreciate GSKI for inviting the Minister of Environment to participate in this event this morning. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I especially commend the visionary of this great initiative for the great and good job he's doing to ensure that the street-connected children are being taken care of, nurtured, in order for them to be reckoned with in the society. Indeed, you are transforming lives. On the occasion of Global Support for Kids initiative themed fostering inclusion, changing communities' perception towards street-connected children, on this day, Saturday, 19th August 2023, at Lafewa Market, Abeokuta. It is my pleasure and honor to address you on today's theme, Fostering inclusion, changing communities' perception towards street-connected children. The theme is very timely, and I believe it deserves our attention and prompt action now. Street-connected children are vulnerable members of our society. They are often forced to live on streets due to poverty, family breakdown, and other circumstances beyond their control. They face a range of challenges, including lack of access to education, healthcare, and basic necessities, such as food and shelter. They are also at risk of exploitation, abuse, and violence. Despite these challenges, street-connected children are often stigmatized and marginalized by the society. They are often seen as problems to be solved, rather than as individuals with rights and potential. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can change community perception towards street-connected children, and in doing so, foster greater inclusion and support for these vulnerable young people cannot be overemphasized. Fostering inclusion and changing our community's perception towards street-connected children is not just a moral obligation, but a strategic move for the Ministry of Environment and other society as a whole. By harnessing their unique qualities, insights, and potential, we can create a more suitable and inclusive environment for everyone. As we move forward, let us remember that every child, regardless of their circumstances, has something valuable to offer. Let us work together to build a brighter future for them, for ourselves, and for our environment.
I really want to congratulate GSK for this initiative and for their week that has been on for about 2-3 days now. We really appreciate them for taking on this initiative, cleaning the environment, contributing their own quota to making sure that Lafenwa is sane, is healthy, and we really appreciate this. We also appreciate this effort and also appreciate the officers here, my ogas. I really appreciate you for coming, and to the staff of GSK and the NGOs present here, on behalf of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, I really appreciate everyone for contributing our quota to making sure that the environment is better. Let me particularly thank GSK for their initiative in this environment, for helping the street children, the street-connected children, to be gainfully and meaningfully engaged in their chosen careers. I have been here a couple of times, and I have seen that GSK is not paying lip service into empowering the street-connected children, and this is highly appreciated because it complements the effort of the ministry and the society in general, making sure that these young ones, they are fully engaged and they are not allowed to stray away into the vices that happens in the environment. So once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank the initiators and every staff of GSK. Thank you so much, and happy celebration.
Sunday 20th of August, the day 3 of the week-long activities at staff of GSK initiative converge on worship centers, both churches and mosques in Ogun and Ekiti states.
You may have been violated at one time or the other. Somebody may be planning to violate you. And what do we mean by violation? We are talking about abuses. Of course, let me come down to your level, children and teenagers. Not all abuses are criminal in nature. Let me give you an example. Somebody may be yelling at a child. It is an abuse, but it is not criminal. What do I mean? There is no law that says you cannot yell. But when it comes to the extent of you touching, or somebody is neglecting, and it gets to the level of sexual harassment, that is an abuse of highest order. But it is rampant because our children may not speak up. Our children may not talk out. We are saying when you see something, you must say something. Let nobody threaten you. It has always been in the weaponry of the abusers. I mean those criminals, to begin to threaten. If you tell anybody about this, this is what will befall you. Nothing will happen. And that's why I also want to appeal to the teachers here.
They must be conscious of some telltale signs they will see in children when they are being taken care of, in the church. So the teachers must always be at alert. But of course, I cannot blame them as well, because there is no system in place that allows the teachers themselves to be trained, to be able to identify some of these telltale signs. But then I will mention some of them here today. But I quickly want to appeal to the teenagers now. More importantly, the girls. It's not only girls that have been sexually molested, even boys. While we were growing up, people who were old enough to be our mothers, even at age 6, age 7, they would put us on their laps and they would take our penis and they'll be rubbing it on their vagina. That is an abuse. We dare not talk, because you know what that person is occupying in your life. You know the position is occupying. But it is not right. End to violence against children. And the máa ń jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀, violence tẹ́ ń wò tá à ń sọ yẹn, we are talking about abuses. Abuses ni o, oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà dẹ̀ ló máa ń gbà wá. A ní sexual abuse, a ní emotional abuse, a ní neglect, a ní physical abuse. So kò síbi tí ò lè gbà wá. In fact, mo fẹ́ fi yé wa wípé violence against children is a major crisis in Nigeria today, to the extent that the United Nations gave a report on violence against children in year 2006. And they brought that report, and the report said in all the crannies of the world, abuses are usually experienced by our children. In fact, wọ́n jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé àwọn tí à ń ṣe láti máa tẹ ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ọmọ ìmọ́lẹ̀ ní àkókò yìí ó burú ju tìgbàanì lọ. Ìyẹn làwa náà ṣe wá sọ pé à ń yàn láàyò, à jáde síta, à lọ bá àwọn èèyàn wa sọ̀rọ̀. Alhaji ń sọ̀rọ̀ kan lẹ́ẹ̀kan wípé tí a bá lè kọ́ àwọn obìnrin wa ní ọ̀nà tí ó tọ́, orílẹ̀-èdè wa là ń kọ́, ọjọ́ ọ̀la tiwa àti tàwọn ọmọ wa là ń kọ́. Òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ni o. Bọ́n ṣe mention single mother lẹ́ẹ̀kan, mo bá lára àwọn tàjọ jókòó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ pé ṣe rí wípé ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo lọ́lọ́run. Nǹkan tí mo sì sọ níbi tá a ti ń bọ̀ lọ mention yẹn, àdágbé àdáfà ni fáwọn màmá wa. Ṣùgbọ́n pọ̀ wa ò mọ̀ wípé ọwọ́ gbogbo wa ló wà, tí n bá ní gbogbo wa àti bàbá àti màmá. Torí pé bí ọkọ ṣe dì mọ́wọ́ níyàwó dì mẹ́rù, kò sẹ́ni tí a lè yọ sílẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa máa gbìyànjú, torí Yorùbá máa ń sọ nǹkan kan, wọ́n ní ibi tí erin méjì bá ti jà, wọ́n ní koríko ibẹ̀ lè má gbérí mọ́. Àwọn ọmọ wa ní koríko ibẹ̀ yẹn o. Tí ò bá ti sí harmony láàárín tọkọ tìyàwó, àwọn ọmọ yẹn là ń mortgage future wọn, kò dẹ̀ dáa tó.
The clerics, in their various sermons, highlighted the significance of nurturing an environment where children can thrive without fear. They lauded GSK initiative for the good works, urging well-meaning individuals to collaborate with such bodies to restore hope to children on the streets.
As they are coming, sir, we want to appreciate you so much. And the crew, we really appreciate you. My sister, God bless you. And I believe that more of God in your work, God will continue to empower you. God will give you the wisdom to help children that are abused in Jesus' name. And this your organization will grow from grace to grace in Jesus' name. You will be more than this, but you will be known worldwide in Jesus' name. The Lord will give you a voice in the midst of NGOs in Jesus' name. Your NGO will stand out. The good work that God has committed into your hand will prosper. And people, God Himself will raise up helpers, sponsors that will continue to support you in Jesus' name. Thank you so much.
Tí àwọn arábìnrin wa kọ́ wa fún wọn fẹ́ káàsì lójú àwọn akẹ́ bí àrẹ̀fà rẹ̀ láti fi kọ́ wa tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n wá rán wa létí ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run lórí àgbàdo tó àǹfùsà tó wà àlékòmọ̀ náà rà wà lé emphasis last nísìnyí pé ẹ sọ ọmọ yín ẹ kóra yín níjànú ẹ tún kọ ọmọ yín níjànú kúrò nínú tó lè sọ wọn di ẹni ìyà níwájú Ọlọ́run. Definitely bọ́n bá hùwà kí wà nínú ayé tí ọba rìnrìn tó yẹ kó rìn kò ní wà useful fún society. At the end of the day yóò padà wá bounce lórí family àti wá bounce lórí community entirely. In that why wọ́n ń bẹ̀ wá wọ́n sì ń rọ̀ wá gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìgbẹ́ta wa náà ti gbọ́ tá a ti mọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ wípé ìmójútó wọn ṣe kí ni ó ṣe pàtàkì.
The week-long activities continued on the fourth day with a visit to correctional homes in Ekiti, Ekiti State and Abeokuta, Ogun State. This is in fulfillment of one of its core mandates. Food items, sanitary products and clothes were presented to the children for use to improve their living conditions.
Thank you and I appreciate you for this presentation. We appreciate you even for making this possible at this trying period that we are passing through this country. But it is our prayer that we will continue to support you too. Your mission to be surely established and accomplished in the mighty name of Jesus. May God increase you more and more in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. You are welcome. Thank you, ma. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Continue to support your organization. Amen. In Jesus' name. Amen. And to our boss too, you are welcome, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. God bless you, man. Amen.
On behalf of Global Support for Kids, we make this presentation to this home. This is not the end. We are just using this as a token, and we know that more will still come. Thank you very much.
Climax of the event was the Skill Acquisition Day and Market Executive Meeting at Lafewa Market, Abeokuta and Atikonko Park in Ekiti State. The gathering, which marked a pivotal moment of collaboration between community actors and market leaders, had in attendance officials of the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development in both states, officials of the National Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Nigeria Police, Anti-Human Trafficking and Child Rights Groups, amongst others.
Ní ọjọ́ ìbí olùdásílẹ̀ GSK. The way! Oya ká kọrin fún ọ. The to you. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. We wish you happy returns. Okay, ṣé gan because yes, ẹ ká jókòó. Eléyìí wà important because kò rí ti láti máa bá ìwọ tí ò bá ní interest àwọn ọmọ yìí ní ọkàn, tó bá ní interest wọn, tó bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn àbí tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ tó jọmọ́ṣẹ́ wọn, ó máa ń tètè súyàn gbà mí because kò rí sí kó máa tẹ̀lé ọmọ kan láti bí ọdún kìíní, ọdún kejì, ọdún kẹta, ọdún kẹrin, ọdún karùn-ún. But because nǹkan tó ń yé àwọn èèyàn púpọ̀ ni pé ṣé wọn pé tá bá fẹ́ wó ilé ó easy láti wó, ìgbà tí a lè fi oṣù méjì a lè fi wólé kan. Example ni mo wọ̀ pé ó máa less than that gbà mí. Bọ̀kà tó kọ́ ní ẹ̀tọ́ ń gbà mí ó lè tọ́ ọdún méjì, ọdún mẹ́ta, ọdún mẹ́rin, ó dìtẹ́ lórí nǹkan tó fẹ́ kọ́. Ibi kó wọ́n wà gan-an ó sì máa tó oṣù mẹ́fà kó yẹ bá wà gidi. So tọ́wọ́ ṣe ń fẹ́ kí ká máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn ọmọ yìí ká máa fi wo bẹ́ẹ̀ pé nítorí pé tí wọ́n ti jáde yẹn lásán ti rí oríṣiríṣi àti tútò padà kò lè yá bí nǹkan ṣe kọ́kọ́ rí lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́. Ṣé tí wọ́n ṣe yí GSK pé because kò yí sí àti ṣiṣẹ́ yìí tí a ti máa tó bí 15 years 18 years 20 years àwọn bá GSK lẹ́nu ẹ̀ ní so kí ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ yìí máa ṣe lọ kó máa ṣe lọ àmọ́yé àwọn bọ́ ìta àrin bí wàá sí ìgbà tó pé wọ́n tí ìnáwó tó lè sọ̀rọ̀ ìgbà yẹn la ti ń tẹ̀lé wọn bọ̀ ìgbà tó ọmọdé Ìgbò bàdà bí tí ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ jẹ́ kí wọ́n ó sì máa ń ṣíra but give up GSK ò give up nítorí pé kí ni nítorí mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó bá máa dára kò ń yá ń gbà míì ó máa take time but tá bá dẹ̀ rí gbà yẹn náà gbà tá à ń sọ yìí tá bá rí wọn nísìnyí there has been a lot of changes ìdí ẹ̀ nínú wa ṣe ń dùn pé even ipa tí ìjọba ń kó sí nowadays àlè ó ti bẹ́tà ju tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ ìjọba ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ gbogbo kí ọ̀hún náà ti ń gbégbésẹ̀ lórí àwọn ọmọ yìí so gẹ́gẹ́ bí dáàdi wa ṣe sọ because dáàdi wa ni Mr. Ṣọlẹ̀ ọlọ́nkàn fi wá position ni àgbàlagbà máa jẹ́ àdàmárí bàṣà so bí wọ́n ṣe sọ ẹjọ́ nǹkan tí èmi fẹ́ sọ lẹ́nu ni pé ní inú ọjà ká ń pé a bá ti fa ọmọ ìmọ́ra jù báyìí lọ mo mọ̀ pé life wọn ti better jù báyìí lọ to an extent ìgbà kan wà tó yẹ pé a fẹ́ make attempt kan láti wá àyè fún wọn nínú ọjà so that irú ọṣẹ tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ń sìn so ìpè ẹ̀gbọ́n mi fẹ́ kí n sọ padà nìyẹn because kátà ṣe máa padà ṣe náà nìyẹn gbogbo wa nínú ọjà yà gbọ́dọ̀ sọ pé a fẹ́ ràn ọmọ yìí ní ọwọ́ látòrí bàbá lọ́jà dédé ìyá ọlọ́jà dé títí kan tó fi kọ àwa tí àátá ní ọjà fún wa because bàbá ọlọ́jà tó bá fẹ́ ṣe ń gbà mí tí ó bá ní corporation àwọn ọlọ́jà ó lè má rí ṣe àbí tí àwọn ọlọ́jà bá fẹ́ ṣe àkíní kan yẹn nìkan tó ọmọ yẹn bá kọ́ ọṣẹ yẹn tán tó bá kọ́ cream yẹn tán ibìkan ló ti máa tà ìtọ́nà ti máa tà ní ọjà àwọn afẹ́jọ́rẹ́ pé tí wọ́n máa gbé ọjà yẹn dé tó bá ṣe produce ẹ̀ ká ti ní àyè fún wọn tá máa fún wọn nínú ọjà yìí pé ó yá o ẹ̀yin náà máa gbé kíní síbí báyìí àgbowó sọ lọ́wọ́ wọn ní gbowó kíní lọ́wọ́ sọ́dà á fi encourage wọn because tá a bá ní ọwọ́ kọ́ mọ́ máa ṣe ìwà burúkú mọ́ a gbọ́dọ̀ fún ní nǹkan tí ẹ tó máa gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe tí ẹ tó máa fi máa pọ̀ owó àbí àgbẹ̀dọ̀ rí ọ̀hún géńdé dàgbà sọ pé ọ̀ní nídìí owó bákan ló ṣe gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ti owó yẹn àbí rẹ́ ni mo pa ni bákan ló ṣe máa jẹ́ ti owó yẹn ìdí ẹ̀ ni GSK ṣe ìdókè GSK fẹ́ kó máa jalè kò fẹ́ kó máa mú nǹkan ní nǹkan kan bìkọ́ ọ̀dọ̀ máa sọ fún wọn pé kò sígbà kankan tó bá sì lọ jà ó sì lè sọ pé kọ́ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ̀bẹ̀ bọ̀ tó bá lọ jalè ìfẹ́ a máa tì ẹ́ báyìí a máa tẹ̀lé ẹ báyìí a máa tẹ̀lé ẹgbẹ́ ẹgbà òun rè ó ti dé a máa mú léyìn lọ́wọ́ so ìtorí ẹ̀ lọ sí jẹ́ pé kọ́kọ́ wọn ní ọ̀wọ́n ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ yìí so ìtorí ẹ̀ mi ṣe máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ nínú ọjà ẹjọ́ máa ẹjọ́ sà tí a bá ṣe kọ́ wọn ní kinní ìtàn ẹ jẹ́ ká fún wọn ní àyè nínú ọjà tẹ́lẹ̀ wà máa kó kinní yẹn sí tó lè gbé tébù kékeré kan sí kọ́wọn náà máa tà ń bẹ̀ sọ́dọ̀ wọ́n lè máa fi pawó.
High point of the event was the presentation of a pepper grinding machine to one of the leaders of the Street Connected Children, Kehinde aka Shobato Alanu Wapko, for his exceptional leadership qualities over time among the children.
Èmi àti wọ́n ti ṣe ní ìsìn going to 10 years. Èmi àti wọ́n ti jọ nígbà gan-an àwọn ò rí opportunity ká máa sùn náà nígbà yìí ọjà ló máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ wa. Fẹ́ kí wọ́n bá wá àwọn nǹkan kan díẹ̀díẹ̀ ṣe fún ọmọ nípa lílé tó máa ń bọ̀. Àwọn nǹkan kan máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé ìjà mi máa wà tó máa jẹ́ pé ọmọ láfin ròlù náà pa ẹ̀ tó bá máa sọ ọmọ láfin wá nù. Ní 2021 ìjà kan ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà lálẹ́ mo ti wà nílé tó fi pè mí mo dẹ̀ dípa ìgbà tíjà máa dé já ìjà wọn wọ́n sì mà wọ́n bọ̀ láti odò wọn wọ́n jájà rẹ̀ jáde síta báyìí. Ìgbà tó dára ọjọ́ kejì kan tí mo fẹ́ fààyàn fún mi pé tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pariwo wọ́n ní láti máa sọ pé ọmọ tó ń jókòó bí ọ̀dọ̀ oníbàárà ló jájà ṣọ́ ọlọ́kùnrin wa tó ń yìnbọn àti àìbẹ́ẹ̀ sí wa ló sọ ọmọ kan. Ìwé ọlọ́pàá àlà nínú ìbọn pọ̀ ọmọ ẹni bò
sọ̀rọ̀ kan GSK jẹ́ support wa ti sísan ṣọ́ba. Mi lè torí pé gbogbo wa burú kò sẹ́ni tí ò ní gbọ́ràn ọ̀nà rẹ̀. A máa ń ṣe ara létí díẹ̀díẹ̀. Kọ́ jọ ìfúnkan kọ́ wùwà mí fún wọn. Ó náà wọn kọ̀ọ̀kan tó jẹ́ tó bá sọ fún láàrin wọn tó bá pè mí wọ́n mọ̀ nǹkan tí mo lè ṣe. Mo máa ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ ó jẹ́ máa ń yé gbogbo wọn. Wọn kì í pè mí tí wọ́n bá jalè. Màá pè mí tó bá ti jalè ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ lórí iṣu màá try best mi. Torí ọlọ́wọ́ túbọ̀ máa bá mi pẹ̀tù sọ́wọ́n náà ni ọlọ́wọ́ á jẹ́ kó change ìdílé. Nǹkan ńláńlá máa bá àwọn náà ṣe lágbọ́rọ̀ náà. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ GSK lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ọlọ́wọ́ túbọ̀ máa bá gbé sókè ẹ̀mí ní àlàyé. Àgbà ilé-iṣẹ́ náà ní jóná. Ọ̀gá mi á dé láyé àtàlàfíà.
With a vision to ensure every child attains the right to survival, protection, development and participation, Global Support for Kids Initiative has and will continue to support individuals and organizations working to protect children from abuse and neglect in Africa and the world in general.